On the night of April 30th, drones attacked the JSC Murum instrument-making plant, which manufactures initiation and ignition devices for munitions used by the Russian military. The Astra Telegram channel reported on this. The defense enterprise is located in the city of Murum in the Vladimir region. The region's governor confirmed the drone attack and reported a fire covering an area of 720 square meters that broke out in a warehouse after the drone crash, allegedly caused by Russian electronic warfare systems. However, he did not specify the name of the enterprise. The Astra Telegram channel was able to determine the aftermath of the attack. According to sources in the Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations, the plant's checkpoint and one of the finished goods warehouses were burned down. Currently, traffic near the plant has been blocked, local residents report. The moment of the attack on the defense plant in Murum was captured on surveillance cameras. The enterprise is located more than 600 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. The footage shows that one of the explosions occurred at 3:11 a.m. local time. According to local residents who spoke to Astra, the JSC Murum instrument-making plant, also known as the powder plant in the city, was attacked. The Russian National Defense magazine reported in 2020 that the enterprise was founded in 1941 and is one of the main producers of initiation and ignition devices for munitions for all branches of the Russian Armed Forces, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation, and other security agencies. It is part of the Techmash concern, a subsidiary of the state corporation Rostec. A wide range of pyrotechnic products manufactured by the enterprise is intended to activate rescue devices in aviation, marine, and ground vehicles, as well as for space, including manned systems. The main customers of the special products produced by JSC Murum instrument-making plant are the space agency Roscosmos and hundreds of enterprises of the defense industry, the media stated. The plant's director also told Vladimirsky Vedomosti in 2020 that the Murum plant is the largest producer of primer capsules in the Russian Federation. Since 2023, the plant has been subject to sanctions by Ukraine and the European Union. As previously reported, the strike drones of the Ukrainian Defense Forces attacked the Kremny L microelectronics factory in Bryansk, which manufactures microelectronics for Russia's defense industry. According to usually well-informed channel Dossier Sfiona, 8 Ukrainian drones struck the Murum plant. The strike caused a warehouse with finished products to burn down, likely gunpowder caps, destroyed an admin building, and hit a synthesis workshop for explosives. 4 drones fell on the site with no significant damage, but the plant's electronic warfare systems were proven ineffective. On the Pokrovsk front, aerial reconnaissance from the 25th Airborne Brigade spotted and delivered a precise hit on a Russian BM-21 Grad MLRS. Ukrainian forces have effectively neutralized multiple Russian BM-21 Grad multiple launch rocket systems through precision strikes. In the Pokrovsk direction, the 72nd Separate Mechanized Brigade identified and destroyed a Grad launcher at its firing position using drone surveillance and targeted strikes. Similarly, in the Zaporizhzhia sector, the National Guard and State Border Guard Service employed drones to eliminate another Grad system, showcasing the effectiveness of unmanned aerial vehicles in countering artillery threats. Russians are once again reporting how well they were hit. This time, it was a Tu-S3 Akatsiya or Tu-S1 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzer that turned into scrap metal. Ukrainian forces have successfully targeted and destroyed Russian Tu-S3 Akatsiya and Tu-S1 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzers, significantly impacting Russian artillery capabilities. The Tu-S3 Akatsiya, a 152mm self-propelled howitzer, has been a key asset in Russian artillery units. However, Ukrainian units, such as the 47th Artillery Brigade, have effectively neutralized these systems during operations in regions like Velika Novosilka. Similarly, the Tu-S1 Gvozdika, a 122mm self-propelled howitzer, has been deployed by Russian forces. Ukrainian counter-battery fire and drone strikes have led to the destruction of several of these units, diminishing the Russian military's indirect fire support. Ukraine was and remains one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Instead of trying to correct the president, Zelensky could have sat side by side with the president, signing a deal on minerals, said U.S. National Security Advisor Waltz.
I couldn't be more impressed with Zelensky. I'm not one person who thinks there's a secret agenda. I don't think he's socking money away in banks in Cayman Islands. As a leader, I think a lot of the time he's a little angry because he's been at war. You can understand spending anyone. He literally feels like he's been at war for 3 straight years. And the people that are dying, he actually knows their families.
Yeah, well, I will say Ukraine was one of and is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. We always have to guard the taxpayer dollars, and there have been billions going in. And I don't think, remember I was sitting in Congress, the previous administration had all of the appropriate oversights going in. So we have to keep a hard eye on that. But secondly, yes, he has been at war, but we have to find opportunities to end the war. And one could have only thought, rather than trying to correct, but Brian, rather than trying to correct the president of the United States and the vice president in the Oval Office when he was invited there for the first meeting and could have sat side by side with the president, signing a minerals deal that bound our economies together for the foreseeable future. You want to talk about a security guarantee, that would have been phenomenal. I think that was a historic and missed opportunity.
Mythical Nazis won't leave Medvedev alone. Now he sees them not only in Ukraine, but also across Europe, and still can't understand where all this Russophobia comes from. His Stalin-like suit is gorgeous, though.
The current ideologues of the collective West, who are drowning in Russophobia, sometimes even amaze me. To what extent? I seem to know, yes, many of them and met, but when they start talking, I am still amazed where it comes from. So they have carefully learned the manuals of their predecessors. Reformatting such an approach, as sad as it sounds, is unrealistic in the near future. The only thing stopping them is the threat of retaliation. Our possible response to their vaunted principle of peace through strength. Respond with what, you might ask, but the answer is clear. Unfortunately, the response is through the doctrine of peace through fear. So far, fear still works.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.